the Knicks a couple days ago took the 1-0 series lead against the Hawks, and currently they're actually playing as this segment is going on, Game 2, and the Knicks are up 8 with 9.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So kind of a wacky time to do this segment and cover this series.
We'll just record 2 videos, one pretending the Hawks win and one pretending the Knicks win.
Yeah.
Or we can talk for 35 minutes about this one series, and this game will be over.
No, we can just kind of focus more on what we saw from Game 1 and what potentially would need to change for the Hawks to win this series, or what we saw from the Knicks that we liked and stuff like that. And I'll just start from the jump from the Hawks standpoint. The bench just isn't good enough, in my opinion, for them to win this series, but also like going forward from the standpoint of like the bench had 13 total points in Game 1. Ricochet only played 2 minutes, and in those 2 minutes he missed a layup, got the offensive rebound, and missed the putback layup, and then basically got benched right after that. Mo Gay played off the bench. Jonathan Kuminga played off the bench. Gabe Vincent. Those were the 4 guys off the bench. They've already adjusted a little bit in Game 2. Tony Bradley's played some minutes. Corey Kispert has played some minutes, so they're already trying to fix that. But I just don't think that the bench has any sort of punch on it. And then that combined with the fact that we've seen some struggles from Na, for example, in terms of efficiency. I mean, he was phenomenal down the stretch of the regular season, but they needed him to continue that into this series to potentially win. I think he finished with 17 in Game 1 and wasn't the most efficient. Let me see what he has in this game. Because at one point he had like 7 on inefficient. He has 6 points right now, 18% shooting, 2 of 11 from the field. Like, that's just not going to cut it, trying to beat this Knicks team when he's kind of was the riser and was the best player down the stretch and the reason for the Hawks' renaissance. But any thoughts on any of that?
I think the
or
biggest
other
thing
things?
I've seen from the Hawks has just been the slow starts to both the halves.
Sure.
They've lost the first and third quarter, and now each of the 2 games, each quarter they've lost by 5 or more points, first and third. So start of halves, the beginning of the game and the start of the second half, they've just been so slow. For the second and fourth quarters, now through 2 games, they're as of this moment, they're plus 8 points.
Yeah.
That's what's pushing them behind.
Sure.
And so that is almost like a complete opposite of what your point in terms of the bench scoring. It has just been their starters in the first few minutes of each half. I do agree, though, that the bench is going to have to be better. Kuminga's going to have to score more, but like the bench in Game 1 was just Mo Gay was in just a foul.
Yeah.
He Hacker Robinson 3 times. Gabe Vincent was there just to handle the ball and try to run some offense. And Ricochet, he didn't get the 5 minutes in the game, so
I'm
he's
curious if he's played tonight or not.
I'd be surprised if he did. Which, what a shame for the Hawks.
He has not played.
They missed on the pick. Like, they could have taken Alex Sarr, and Alex Sarr's looked better to this point, but also the fact that, they're sandwiched in between a Wemby and Cooper Flag draft. That
Not
kinda
great.
sucks.
Yeah, it does hurt a little
for
bit.
the number 1 overall pick. I do think once this series gets to Atlanta, I expect them to play
That's a good point.
better. I do expect them to take at least 1 game in Atlanta. But they are going to have to start halves better if they're going to be in a better spot, because it's just so much harder. Now, you can see 10-point leads, 15-point leads erased just like that, but it takes full execution for a 3-minute stretch, defensively and offensively. And so if you keep putting yourself behind the 8 ball by 8 points, 10 points, you force yourself to continue to have to climb back throughout the game, and that's just not easy to do. So they're just going to have to do better at not putting themselves behind the 8 ball.
I think you should point, which in Game 1 it was tough because Jalen Brunson comes out and has 15 of the Knicks' first 22 points and doesn't miss in that stretch, like just hits everything. And so it's kind of like the Hawks actually came out and played some pretty good offense of their own, but Jalen Brunson was just on an absolute heater and couldn't be stopped. And just overall, like looking at the starting 5 comparison between the teams, it's just an overwhelming edge and talent on the Knicks side. And so, like, yeah, when you come out of the gate and it's Brunson, Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Cat against Jalen Johnson, Dyson, Okongwu, like there's just a clear edge there. So they're very much fighting an uphill battle to start quarters 1 and 3 better because of that discrepancy.
I've really liked what I've seen from Jordan Clarkson so far. He had 8 points in the first game. He's got 7 right now. He's also kind of playing some of the fourth quarter minutes too. The first like 5 or 6 minutes in both games in the fourth quarter, and he's just been a little bit of a bench scoring spark plug.
Sure.
Which they haven't had from like a guard perspective in the postseason really ever. Like Jose Alvarado was a defensive guy. Last year, DeLon Wright, defensive guy. Landry Shamet played some minutes, but Shamet's just there to shoot. He can't actually create his own bucket. I think that might be kind of a key piece for the Knicks going forward is Clarkson and his ability to get his own basket and score.
Yeah.
In some different stretches with different lineups. So I've liked what I've seen from him so far, and I do like the depth usage so far as well. I think this Knicks team, while it feels like it doesn't feel like anyone's going to pick them to beat the Celtics, besides maybe me again.
We're gonna find out.
But I do think this
them
team
in
is
my finals.
better.
That's true.
I
You have them making the finals
and
this year.
some people have them in the finals too. I do think this team is better overall than it was last year.
Sure.
Just because of their ability to bring some depth onto the court, and because of that, maybe they were right in letting Thibodeau go, even after a conference finals appearance.
Sure. And last thing I really want to say is we talked about the Hawks bench. Kuminga does have 17 in this game too. So talk about like needing some more scoring from him. He has brought that in game 2, and they're going to need more of that going forward. It is just scary because the classic Kuminga is like he'll give you one, 20 piece or something every series, but kind of disappear outside of that. So we'll see.
The thing I'm watching is like how close do the Hawks keep it? Do they keep it close and lose 4-0, or do they make games close and lose like win a couple, like win 2 in Atlanta, and then it's a 6-game series, and then they steal one in New York and it's a 7-game, right? Because they'd have to, or I guess no, they can win 3 at home.
They're gonna have to win one in the Garden to win the series.
Yeah. So like, is it a 4-game series where every game is like a 10-point loss or less, or is it a 6 or 7-game series? Because we were just talking, about the Celtics and how dominant they looked over that 76ers team without Embiid. Like, that's kind of, you don't want to like lose sight of the series you're in because you're thinking about the next series when you haven't won the one you're in yet. But as a fan who has no stakes in this game, like I'm already looking forward, thinking every game, well, how does this affect the Knicks in their hope to beat the Celtics? Because that's kind of who they expect to face if they were to win it.
Yeah, you want to stay as fresh as possible. It's a good point. But I do think we'll probably. I just don't see it being a sweep, but we'll see. We'll see.
Especially not the way they're playing right now. The Hawks are keeping this very close.
Yeah, it's just once in the scary thing of like you get into 2 minutes left and it's a close game, but then you got to beat Jalen Brunson in the clutch, and he's one of the best clutch scorers, and your options just aren't nearly as good.
Yep.
And you're in the Garden, so
True.
good luck.